Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome to CIET NCERT's live phone-in interactive program. I am Tanvi Khurana and this is our special virtual lab series. The topic that we are going to discuss is a science topic, and all the students who are science students who love to do certain experiments, you can join and you can participate in this program. The students studying in grade 7, this particular simulation is for all of you. The demonstration that we are talking about is demonstration of simulation on effect of air and water on iron. You can see the topic on your screens as well. Iron, as we all know that it rusts, yes, but is it because of air? Is it because of water? And what is the simulation all about? How are we going to access virtual labs? From where we can access it? There are a lot of questions related to this entire series and the topic as well, which are coming to my mind. If you also have questions, if you also have doubts, please reach out to us. Either you can call us on our number, which is 8800440559, or you can email us. The email ID is diksha.training@ciet.nic.in. You can see the email ID on your screens as well. At this moment, you're watching us on PM eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12, and also on our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. In the live chat box, you can raise your questions and share them with us. Till 10:30, we are here and we are going to discuss this topic in detail. Now, initially, let me please introduce you to our sign language interpreter that you can see on your screens. We have with us Tamanna. Tamanna, a very warm welcome to you. So, Tamanna would be interpreting each and every word that we are going to discuss in this particular program. Now, let me please introduce you to our guest for today. We have with us Dr. Anjana Bhardwaj. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Thank you.
Ma'am is a consultant academic from CIET NCERT New Delhi itself. So let's begin with this conversation and let's understand this topic and virtual labs a little better. So ma'am, we would like to know more from you. What exactly is the importance of virtual labs, and not in general? We are talking about in reference to chemistry in particular. Would you like to discuss that?
Yes, of course. Virtual labs are very important in terms of chemistry, as doing experiments in real laboratory sometimes is risky, and also under the different conditions, different parameters, they will not understand the concept in a very precise manner. So virtual labs are the platforms which provide these concepts in a very simple way and make the students understand all these concepts, all these reactions, chemical reactions, and all the process and all the laboratories in a very guided manner. So virtual labs also sometimes in doing experiments in chemistry involves chemicals which are hazardous and risky also. So in that case also, if student get these access to the virtual labs prior to the performing experiment in real labs, so it will be easier for them. And also virtual labs are very important in the areas where, like in the rural areas, where the instrumentations, or we can say that real laboratories are not available. So in that area, making the concepts clear to the student at each and every student at the same pace is sometimes difficult for the teacher also. So the virtual labs are very beneficial for the teachers as well, as they make them understand to the students and to explain the students that concepts of the chemistry in a very guided manner, and also they can self-evaluate themselves at the same step, at the same platform. So we can say that in the terms of chemistry, virtual labs are very important.
Okay, so like you said that in reference to chemistry, virtual labs is very important, and I think virtual labs are important in terms of many other subjects as well.
Correct.
Okay, let's come to the topic, which is effect of air and water on iron. So can we discuss this topic a little bit before going to the demonstration? What exactly are we getting here? What is the topic telling us?
Yes, today we are going to demonstrate and understand about the concept of effect of air and water on the iron. Iron is the metal. So, this is the concept of class 7th and from chapter 4. So, in this topic we will see that how air as well as water both are necessary for the process of rusting. So, when iron or we can say that any metal instead of the iron, any metal when react with water that comes from moisture and air that comes from oxygen, that comes from air in the surrounding environment, then they form a product and that is called metal oxide, and that is the corrosion or we can say that rusting. So, today we will understand about how this reaction occur, how air is important for this reaction, how water is important for this reaction. Not only water and not only air are sufficient to cause this process, both are required for this process of rusting. So, also we will understand about the daily life examples of the rusting. So, we will see that in the demonstration how air and water both will react to form the corrosion.
Okay. So, ma'am, if someone doesn't know anything about virtual labs, let's say a common person, a student or a teacher doesn't know, and they only are using the normal textbooks of their science subject, and if they want, we want them to know about it, is there any process?
Yes, of course. The new textbooks of science of grade 7, 6, 8 all have the QR codes on the respective chapters. So, you will see on the screen that there is this grade 7 textbook Curiosity. When we can open any chapter from this textbook, there is the QR code available here on the top of the textbooks. So, when we open in our phone Diksha app, which we can download free of cost on the Play Store. When we click on this Diksha app, there is a QR code scanner available here. You can see on the screen, this is the QR code scanner. When we click on it and scan the QR code, now it is loading. Now, you can see that all the content of the textbook from this chapter will be available on the phone. Here you can see that e-textbook, text document, audio content and virtual lab content all are available at the same page. Now, if we click on this virtual lab content, these are the different topics from this chapter which is covering on the virtual labs: basic properties of metal oxides, acidic properties of non-metallic oxides, conduction of heat and effect of air and water on iron. So, today's topic is of effect of air and water on iron. So, if we click on this, then you will get theory, procedure and other resources also. So, in this way you will can access to the virtual labs through the phone or through the textbook's QR code which is available on top of every chapter.
Okay, wonderful. So, we have a proper app for Diksha,
Yes.
and one can download it anytime.
Yes.
Okay, so would you like to tell us more about it? How can we access the virtual labs? What all tabs do we have to open? And if someone is using the laptop, then how can they access it? A particular website? And is there any fee that one has to pay? Is there any login required for a separate person, be it a teacher, be it a parent, be it a student? Would you like to share these details?
Yes, of course. You can access virtual labs free of cost, and there is only one time registration through your Gmail ID. You just simply need a laptop and free internet for that. Yeah, you can say that net for that. You will write here www.diksha.gov.in. Now, by clicking on it, you will land on the page of Diksha. Here, you can see that textbooks is written. Now, we will click on view all textbooks, and under this view all textbook, the page will open like this. Now, in the right panel, there is written board organization, that is NCERT, medium English, class we will select today 7th because the topic of today's demonstration is from class 7th. Now, subject is science. Now, we will click on this Curiosity, and it will land to the page of class 7 Curiosity. All the chapters are showing here in the right side. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and today's topic is from chapter 4, the world of metals and non-metals. We will click on this. Now we will see that e-textbook, audio content and virtual lab content is available. Now we will click on this virtual lab content, and under this we will click on effect of air and water on iron. Now before performing any simulation, we must go through the theory resource of that topic. So first we will go to the theory. Now this is the objective, to study the effect of air and water on iron metal. Iron objects often develop a brown deposit when exposed to the environment for a long time. This brown deposit is called rust, and the process is known as rusting. We also call this corrosion. Now rusting occurs when iron comes in contact with both air and water, not only air and not only water, both are required. Now experiment show that rust does not form when iron is exposed only to dry air or only to water. The presence of both is essential for rusting, and the rusting is a type of corrosion which is the gradual deterioration of metals due to the action of air, water or any other substance. This rusting causes damage to iron structure, machine, bridges, tools, leading to economic losses, and it can be prevented by methods such as painting, oiling, greasing and galvanization. This is the theory concept behind this. Now I will tell you the reaction behind this phenomena. You will see on the screen that if metal, any metal, we can say that iron or aluminium, when react with air and water, it form rust, which is generally brown in color, and it is known as metal oxide. So if metal is iron or aluminium or any metal, zinc, anyone, and from air oxygen, when metal react with oxygen, it form rust, that is metal oxide, which is brown in color. So this is the main basic reaction behind this process of the rusting. Now I will go on to the next resources, which is of theory. Theory have already done, now its procedure. Now materials required: glass bottles, iron nails, silica gel, water, oil and thread. Now this is the simulator procedure for performing to the simulation, and this is the observation table. Now we will go on to the simulation part. Here you will see on the screen 3 jars are there, and in the left side the materials are written. Now the first step is drag the iron nail into bottle A. Now we will drag this iron nail into the bottle A. So this iron nail will drag to the bottle A, and it is written here added to bottle A. Now next step, drag silica gel into bottle A. Now we will drag the silica gel into the bottle A. Mainly generally silica gel is used to absorb the moisture, so that only air will be the present in this simulation, in this process. Now here silica gel is poured. Now we will click on the stopper to seal bottle A. Now next, drag the iron nail into bottle B. Again, because we have to study these process into all the 3 jars to check that how air, water both are affecting. Now pour boiled water into bottle B. Now we will pour the boiled water into the bottle B. Okay.
You have to
Yeah.
drag it on the top.
Sometimes maybe. Okay. Then after boiled water, we will pour the oil onto the into the second bottle B. After these two, again we have to click on the stopper, and in the third jar, again we have to pour the iron nail, then the tap water. Yes, and then we will check after the days then we will see that in the third jar iron nail get corroded. I'll check it again, or okay, I'll replay it. We will see that. Okay, now we will move toward to this effect of simulation next to this self assessment. Now these are the questions available to check ourselves how better we understand this concept. Now the question is, the process of formation of rust on iron is called corrosion. No, it is rusting, because we understand it through the theory that the process is called rusting. Rusting is a part of a corrosion. Now next, bottle A contains an iron nail in dryer, because we use silica gel, and silica gel absorb the moisture, water droplets from the environment, so only dryer. Now we will click on the next. Now silica gel is used to keep the air dry. Next, gradual deterioration of metals due to air and water is called corrosion. Next, the correct one is showing with green and the wrong one is shown with red color. I will show you. Rusting occurs in the process of air and water. Water is the correct one, but I will click oil. So this is the way it is showing. The correct one is green and the wrong one is with red color. Now next, the layer of oil in bottle B prevents the movement of the nail, evaporation of water, entry of air in water, heating of water. So we will click in entry of air into water. Now we will click on next. The brown deposit formed on iron is called rust, which is brown in color. Now rust is formed in bottle C only. Next, rust is a brown deposit formed on iron, and the rusting takes place when iron comes in contact with both air and water, not only water and not only air. And when we click on this submit, we will see that our score, how many questions we have done correctly, and also the answer, and also its small explanation behind the concept. So this is how the demonstration of this experiment works, and various resources are available on Diksha.
Would you like to tell us more about the assessment, ma'am? So are there any limited number of attempts here, and how many questions are there? You've attempted 10, so is there any other number?
No, basically these are for class 7, so only 10 questions are there, but they come in random manners, and we can replay or reset at any step, any level, if we want to replay it again or want to perform that specific question again. So these are the.
Okay, and any limited number of attempts?
No, there is no limited number of attempts. You can attempt any time, anywhere, and anytime, whatever you want, wherever you want, and any number you want.
Okay, that's great. Ma'am, so this experiment we have done in the virtual labs, thanks to you, but do we see a real life incident related to this experiment? A common person can relate to it better. Is there any way?
Yes, of course. The iron which is exposed in the surrounding or in the open, iron gates are generally there. And when they come in contact with to the water and moisture, air is generally in the environment, so they get corroded faster as compared to that of the gates of copper or any other metals. So and also the we can see the areas near the sea, the bridges and the boat shapes, they get also corroded very faster, because the areas near the sea have already the high quantity of moisture present in their surrounding environment. So that moisture and that air both combine to form rust and get corroded very easily. And also we can refer to that iron gates and the generally all other metals also, and aluminium, zinc, and metal is like copper, iron, silver and gold are less reactive to that of the iron, and the spoons which we used in our homes are of steel, not of the pure iron, so they do not get corroded easily. So generally we can say that in our kitchen, avoid the iron or any aluminium metals, prefer the steel utensils for the cooking. So this is the reason behind using of these utensils in the home.
Okay, you also mentioned silver here, and we often see that when we purchase any ornament of silver, they wrap it in a pink paper.
Yes,
and if we do not wrap it in a pink paper and just keep it in an open space, the color of it changes quickly. Is that the reason behind it?
Yes, correct. This is the only reason, because when it kept in the open air, that in the open air oxygen is present. So, and also the moisture is also there, then silver get react with that air and the moisture to form the corrosion, we can say that rust. So that's why silver ornaments have to be kept in the pink paper, or generally in any cotton or in a pouches, in a bag, so that it can deteriorate the contact in between the environment and to the metal.
Okay, so ma'am, here we did the experiment and students generally perform this demonstration, but do you think that this entire concept is important to teachers as well, and how does it help them, because you are also an academician? So we would like to know your opinion.
Yes, as an academician, I would say that these virtual labs are very important for teachers as well, as these virtual labs provide the teachers to make their lectures, to make their experiments, to make their any concept in a more simplified way, and help them to make the understand students in a very easy manner. Also, the learning pace of every student is not same. So for these students, teachers can use these virtual labs to provide the same pace to all the students, and also they can provide the access to the virtual labs in the rural areas also, where any student did not able to get in contact with or did not access to the real laboratories. So in that case also, it's very helpful for the teachers as well.
Okay, ma'am, would you like to share certain reasons, the difference between the physical lab and the virtual labs? Why is virtual labs a little better and preferable for students?
I would say that virtual labs are not the replacement of the real laboratories. Real laboratories are at one side and virtual labs are at one side. Virtual labs are providing an additional support to the real laboratories. As I have already mentioned that sometimes doing experiments in real laboratories are very difficult, and as in chemistry, chemicals are involved, so it can be risky or hazardous also. So in that case, if any student get access to the virtual lab prior to the real laboratories, it will be very easier, and for that student to understand that concept or to that reaction in a more guided manner. And also virtual lab provide the replay or reset option if student gets stuck at any step. So it's very convenient for them to get reset and to that particular step, and they can again access to that experiment again and again. So in that case, that virtual labs are very important.
Okay, and ma'am, you showed us the Diksha website where certain subjects and certain classes are available, and we have some simulations for the students. So would you like to tell us what all subjects are there, and for how many classes is it available?
Yes, virtual labs are available for grade 6 to grade 12. And in all the subjects, physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, social science and language, and in languages English and Hindi both. So any student get access to any virtual lab. For example, if a class 7 student want to know the concept of class 6, so it's not compulsory that they have to study only class 7 virtual labs and they have to access only the class 7 practical. They can access to the class 6 also, grade 8 also, and of any other class. For example, we can say that of the periodic table which is present in grade 11th, but its concept behind the periodic table is still present in grade 10 also. So if a student want to understand that concept before performing before learning that periodic table, they can go to the grade 10th also, grade 9th also, get the concept clearer to prior to learning the periodic table, and then go back to the grade 11th also. So any student can access to any grade on any concept of any class. So these are available just free of cost. You just need an internet, that's it, and one time registration only.
This is very interesting. Student of class 6 can access other classes experiment as well if they are curious enough. So ma'am, one more question I would like to raise here.
Yeah.
And there are so many languages in our country, as we all know.
Yes.
So in how many languages are these simulations available on Diksha platform?
Yes, currently in 2 languages, English and Hindi.
Okay.
These virtual labs are available on Diksha platform, but soon in many languages we are coming with. So for now only English and Hindi.
Wonderful, wonderful ma'am. And would you like to conclude it, please?
Yes, I would say that for teachers, please integrate these virtual labs into your lessons, into lesson planning, and demonstrate all these virtual labs of grades to every student so that they can understand the concepts in a very same manner, a very simplified manner, and understand how the reactions or how the products of the chemistry will come out in this virtual labs. Also, you can self-evaluate yourselves, and there are other resources also available like animation, video and resources, and you can also give feedback on the Gmail ID of diksha.training, and so that we can also see that what changes we also need to incorporate in virtual labs. So in this way you can integrate virtual labs into your lessons and classrooms.
Thank you so much ma'am for explaining us this particular simulation and for letting us know so much about the effect of air and water on iron. Thank you once again for giving us your time.
Thank you ma'am.
Thank you to all the viewers for being with us. I really hope that you like this experiment. You can do it at your own home, in your own pace. All you need is an internet connection and some time of yours. Do try this experiment. I'm sure you'll like it. And like ma'am said, you can also try the experiments of other subjects, of other classes as well. It does not matter from which grade you belong. So with this, we have come towards the end of this program, but let me just thank our sign language interpreter as well before leaving. Thank you so much Tamanna for being with us throughout the program. And let me just show you a glimpse of the schedule that we have for the entire day. You can see it on your screens. The upcoming next program is our E-Jadui Pitara series. This will be from 11 AM to 11:30 AM, and this is going to be for all the students studying from grade 1 to grade 5. And with this, thank you once again. Have a great day ahead. I'm Tanvi Khurana, and now I'll take a leave of you. Namaskar.